Hello, folks. Welcome to the Banyan Chats of Gokhale Institute of Politics and Economics. Today, I am especially delighted and privileged to welcome our Chancellor, Dr. Rajiv Kumar,
Hi.
Who is also, as you know, the former head of Niti Aayog, or Vice Chairman of Niti Aayog. He runs a think tank called Pehle India Foundation. Welcome, Dr. Rajiv.
Great. Hi, Ajit. Good to be here.
Thank you. You have to come more often. You wish. So I want to start because Pehle India Foundation is something that you're the founder and you thought about this. So please tell us, what is Pehle India Foundation?
So, first, Ajit, thanks and great to be here. And I've been associated with the Gokhale Institute for about 12 years now, and I've seen it grow, so it's wonderful. And the Pehle India Foundation was established in 2013 at that time, and the idea was that, basically the tagline for it is putting India first to make India first. And the thought is that now in this time period where we are, India can, based on its own ground realities and its innovations and the way we think, can actually lead the world in new ideas. And what can these be? How do we discover them? What sort of research that we do? So that's what Pehle India is about. We do research, we do policy-focused research with the view to give ideas into policy making. But we go slightly beyond that, and which is that once we have an idea which we think works and which is supported by the policymaker, then we actually also see its implementation. And one example of that is that we are now doing something with the government of Assam, where we've got 8 districts, where we want to estimate their district development product. Because the idea was that in India now the time has come to the statistical estimation bottoms up rather than top down, because otherwise there's a lot of discrepancy. So therefore, I think I like to call Pehle India not just a think tank, but also an action tank.
Action tank, right.
And that's what it is. And we want to build a platform, and we are in the process of doing so, where we can bring all the stakeholders to converse with each other on the basis of a trust, because that's sometimes lacking. And that's the two-line vision of Pehle India.
It sounds very interesting and exciting. Of course, I've been associated myself with Pehle India Foundation in some of your events and seminars. But I'd like now, in fact, Gokhale Institute also to perhaps partner with some of your research activities, our students and our faculty and our researchers. And since, as you said, you have been associated with Gokhale Institute, in fact, for a very long time, what do you think is the vision that we would like to have for Gokhale Institute? I mean, we all collectively think about it, but I'm sure you have some ideas.
Well, it's entirely, one, as you said, you all think about it and it's in your hands and the faculty led by you, which will make Gokhale a world comparable institute. My vision for Gokhale, because of its long history and its amazing pedigree, is that Gokhale Institute should become one of the best in the world.
Yes.
And it can become that because it combines in it not just the theoretical rigor, but also, very heavy emphasis on the ground realities, research based on the practical evidence, empirical work, and that's been the tradition. And now that you're teaching as well, and you've got over 1,200 students, that interaction between the faculty and the students, which generates new ideas, etc., can come about. So my thought is that one, Gokhale becomes one of the best in the world, and two, that Gokhale contributes to the huge development of Maharashtra itself.
Yes.
Because after all, Maharashtra is a 125 million population state. So there bigger than most countries, if you like, I will put it like that. And so therefore, but itself has different regions, the Vidarbha and the Konkan and the Marathwada. So therefore, you require different types of research and thinking. That's my thought, that Gokhale will contribute to the growth of Maharashtra, therefore to the growth of India, and generate new ideas for the rest of the world to follow.
Act local, think global.
Absolutely.
On this Maharashtra thing, I want to actually mention here, it's your idea which you had suggested, that why not engage globally and start with the Maharashtra people for all over the world.
Yes. What we discussed is that Gokhale should have what I call a diaspora unit.
Yes.
And you should identify all the people who are there all over the world in many positions, who come from different parts of Maharashtra, and attract them to come back here and spend some time, with the students, with the people, etc., who can learn from their experience. And I think that will be a it will contribute very greatly.
No, I
to
completely
the-
agree. We have to aspire to be among the great institutes in the world, but we have to do it in a way which is our focus area. So I like to think that our body may be small, but our heart and our brain is very large.
Very large.
So this is in the midst of a lot of exciting transition that I would say even the whole of India is undergoing.
Yeah.
And you have written about it and talked about it, spoken about it in many occasions. These transitions, can you tell us?
Yeah, Ajit, India is of course going through a major transition. We are our forefathers decided that we will undertake our triple transition simultaneously, the social, political and economic. Every other country in the world has done this sequentially. And now we have a fourth transition to make, which is the environment. Now we have to take care of that. We have to grow our per capita incomes and reduce our carbon footprint. So that's a incredible thought as how to achieve it. But along with India, the world is going through several transitions today at the moment. I mean, the post Second World War world is changed. The reality is changed. We are now in a very different era, as it were. And combined with that, you've got the technology. So you had the internet, and now you have the AI, and now you have the sort of large learning models. Now that will all change the entire nature of our employment, the way we interact with each other, etc. And then the environment. I believe the climate window has only 20 years left. If we now, for example, the change has to be from mitigation to actually carbon removal, carbon reduction, carbon removal. Now the world hasn't thought about it. How do we do it? How do we achieve it? So that's the other way.
This four-way transition is a huge challenge, but also an opportunity for innovative thinking.
Very big, very much so, very much so. And then for example, in our case, everybody, in our case, we can't follow the migratory model of development. Everywhere else, if you look at, for example, even North America, it's the migration from Europe which developed North America. In China, you've seen migration of 500 million people from the coast to the west and the center.
Yes.
Can we do that? Can we get 400 million people from the north and the east moving to the south and the west? So we have to start thinking in terms of where to create jobs, where people are, and how to do that. Again, a big transition. So there are all these things going on, and all these transitions interact with each other and feed each other. And Gokhale can be in the midst of all this, trying to put it all together.
Indeed, indeed. In fact, big challenges, big transitions, and big scale. But that the capacity of the brain and the capacity of imagination is infinite. So, thank you very much for I know this is a very brief interaction with you. We're looking forward to your lecture. But do please visit us more often and engage with us.
Thank you very much. It was a great pleasure to be here, and I'll wait for every occasion to come here. Yeah. And I'd love to be here because I know that I am associated with something which has a great future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.